What is a perpendicular bisector? To understand what a perpendicular bisector is, let's take a closer look at these two words. Let's begin by first taking a look at the word perpendicular. Recall, perpendicular refers to lines, rays, and segments that intersect to form right angles. The symbol for perpendicular is this symbol here. Let's take a look at a few examples. Say we have two lines that look like this. These two lines are perpendicular if they intersect to form right angles. So these two lines would be perpendicular. Or we can have two lines that look like this. These two lines are perpendicular if they intersect to form right angles. Now let's take a look at the second word, bisector. Recall, to bisect means to cut something in half. So, a bisector then is a line, ray, or other figure that cuts something into two congruent pieces. Let's take a look at a few examples. Let's say we have a segment, and we'll call this segment A, B. Well, we can say that this line here bisects segment AB if it divides the segment into two congruent segments. That would mean segment AD is congruent to segment BD. And let's go ahead and call this line CD. So we can say line CD is a bisector of segment AB. Let's take a look at another example. Let's say we have an angle, and we can label this angle EFG. Well, we can say that ray FH is a bisector of angle EFG if this angle here is congruent to this angle here. So now that we know what perpendicular and bisector mean, let's go ahead and put them both together to give a definition for a perpendicular bisector. The perpendicular bisector of a line segment is perpendicular to the segment and cuts the segment into two congruent pieces. Let's take a look. Say we have a line segment XY. We can say we have a perpendicular bisector if we have a line that is perpendicular to the segment, so it forms a right angle, and divides the segment into two congruent segments. So let's go ahead and call this point M. If this is a perpendicular bisector, that would mean segment XM is congruent to segment MY. And let's go ahead and label this line ZW. Then we can say line ZW is the perpendicular bisector of segment XY. Now notice, point M is the midpoint of segment XY, because the point M divides segment XY into two congruent segments. That means the perpendicular bisector intersects the segment at its midpoint. Cool! So now we know the perpendicular bisector of a line segment is perpendicular to the segment and cuts the segment into two congruent pieces.